happen. But one of the interesting happening right now is being joined by Mr. Thomas Pinda, the owner, and he has the honor of representing Fathers Football Club. All about clubs, Vooka Club, Football Club, now meeting the Vooka Club, and it's about to get interesting. Talk to us, use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. If you want to call in or send your voice note, the line is still open, 0604933226. That is the number that you need to dial. But without wasting any of our time, our guest is here. He's joining us on the table. The table is looking cozy and we're looking disciplined because community upliftment is what we always thrive for. Mr. Thomas, very good morning. Welcome to the Vooka Breakfast Show. How are you doing this morning, my good sir?
There we go. My brother, thank you. It's a privilege and an honor to be part of the show this morning. I'm hoping good namachita ekas they dialing in at work, they dialing in, they tuning in. But yeah, good morning to your listeners. Good morning to Abantu base Dobsi. Good morning to Abantu base Snake Park at Chulan.
Oh, Salanga Setulani.
Shut up.
I see.
Really nice.
Block 7. Block 7. Like block 4 corner.
Yes. I know. I'm a game to so
I see. Okay. Very interesting stuff. Hey, welcome, my brother.
Yeah, so you're here, you're representing, because what we read about you is that you are a very passionate man about creating environment where football becomes more than a game. It transforms into a powerful vehicle for personal growth, discipline, and community upliftment. But before we get deep into that, talk to us in terms of who is Thomas Okulawako to be where you are right now.
All right. So mina ekasi, I'm known as Upinda, aka Hoyo Hoyo. We'll get to that part. Mina Extension 4. So I grew up in Snake Park. I went to Maibuye Primary School, 95. We were the first generation there.
Wow.
Finished my matric Sebeta, Block 8. From there, went to varsity at the Val. Came back, started working, sent in. Lived the cars, I think, for the past 30 years or so. Then eventually left the cars, went to, find family, got married, got my own house. But, if you grew up in an environment where things went easy for you, you never forget where you come from. And I think it's a story of most of us fathers, whereby today we are successful in our own right. However, every Sunday we make it a point that is sekas. So similar to me, I found, a place where I can call home outside of home with fathers, because we grew up playing football. So it happened that obviously you grow older, then amachita say I will say it's the core, over the bridge. Then started pulling us together to say, man, gents, there's a need which is to begin in football, And that's how we got here. That's how we eventually, leave our comfort spaces and come back like us to try and drive this change. And I mean, as we go through the conversation, you'll hear some amazing stories, things that we've done in the past, 4 or 5 years, So that's who I am, and on a personal front, But like us, I grew up here. I went to school here. My kids still go to Gogo here. So my life is here, my bro.
Yeah, man. And you are representing. And I know when we talk about representing, we see some of the people coming on the comment section, right? People like Abafana Nabu, Nontantla Matiliso saying, shout out to Fathers Football Club. We have a KFS only saying hashtag Asnavados, Club Awasad. And he comes back and say hashtag Fathers of Football Club. And we keep on hearing fathers. And I know that there's someone out there who is, asking themselves, what inspired the name and how did the name really come? Let's name the football club Fathers Football Club.
So basically, maybe let's start with how the team was formed, right? the gents saw a need to keep on training on exen. There's something that they used to call a morning show, right, where they just go there, amachita trainer. And some of the guys back then, they decided to say, you know what, let's form a team. You need to be a father to participate in this team. And this was when the team started. And they joined the tournament. I remember they said block 11, and they had to put in a name because all teams need to have a name. And they put fathers. There was a guy Ulinda who lives close by block 11. He then created a logo with a father picking up Ingosiak. That's how we then adopted the logo. This was gents genuinely who love football, who decided to come together and form this institution, and then named it Fathers Football Club. And from the time we then came on board to where it is now, it has transitioned from strength to strength.
That is very interesting, because I think nowadays, as someone who's played soccer, we have seen that a lot of people bakhula thinking that you just play soccer just right? But you guys, we're seeing you are creating a safe space for men to also come. So tell us, in terms of balancing football with the mission to provide a safe space for men to discuss their mental health. We know that this month also, talks about the mental health of men, 100%. Particularly. So talk to us in terms of balancing that, making and providing a safe space for men to discuss mental health, relationships, and other personal struggles that they have from day to day.
100%. I think, football doesn't just end in the field of play. Saturdays we come in every morning before 7. There are conversations that take part before the training starts. It's a space that individuals, can open up. We create partnerships in the field. We also create partnerships off the field. As Fathers Football Club, we always encourage that everyone that comes, bring your family with to the pitch. So on our game days on Sundays, you will find that our wives are there, our girlfriends are there, our kids are there. And what then that does is it allows us the opportunity to then start understanding you more. Because you might have left the house with but you then you get new friends, and from those friends you then can be able to open up. But how it then assists in terms of mental well-being is that we don't disappear. We sit, we have that beer or two here and there, we converse, and you can already pick up when someone is down. There's been an instance or instances, including myself, where I wasn't myself, and the guys would pick up, no, Chief, you're not okay. There was a point where I got hospitalized, and the guys within the executive, because the father has got executive and it's got fans, it's got the players. Within the executive, they could easily pick up with because the quality of work that I used to put in is no longer coming out. Same when we're in the field of play. For example, but we've been trying to get you the ball, you're not scoring. Chief, what's going on? Goalkeeper to Roy. You are letting in Amakola is. We've got about 3 goalkeepers, and we know each character. Akani, we know strong lana, Kumalu strong lana, Roy strong lana. But you can tell when the guys are not well. And that, from us as executive, it allows us to have a conversation with you to say what's going on. And then there are some guys who are then willing to open up, and then we can be able to either help or guide in terms of which best route to take to deal with this situation that you're going through. So if you do not have a backup, there's a lot of guys that are struggling, that you see this guy cannot sit there. He comes to the field of play, and because of we are there for the day, it makes him feel better for the rest of the week. It gives him courage, because you get guys like me who sleeps like 4 hours, 5 hours a day to say, Chief, you need to push. You are saying a kaya, can we try this avenue? Can we try that avenue? And as a collective, we then come together and try and support that particular individual.
Sure. Talk to me. We just mentioned men's mental health, right? And I love how you guys have conversations prior and even after a training session in a game. But yesterday we were talking about culture preservation, and one thing that came up is toxic masculinity, especially amongst Amachita. You know, we ridicule each other, Masleli. It's unfortunate. Well, it's not, I would say it's unfortunate, but the example he made was a funny one. But it's a serious one that has been done before Amachiteni. I won't mention it, but into Uti Endlini or Sasha Ispansako as out.
Yes.
Most valele kamoreni no muntu wako. You know, that's the example he made. And Mangu telling Thomas solo. So you're gonna pretend as if one mama maramofika Machiteni klekiswangani. You know, when we joke, how do we break the toxic masculinity, especially because we've seen lamanyama tremes now apume buntwaneni.
Sure.
We understand that you went through something, maybe mama beka chika bonga kwazi phakameli off lakho mara immediately so yayishaya mayithi ukuthi wena Thomas lebhola lakho in sobe hisandla. How do we break those cycles, especially as young men who are coming now, becoming fathers ourselves, becoming itime alasendlini? How do we break toxic masculinity in and around our communities?
Yeah, you know, it's a very sensitive subject. You know, so Tina, as Fathers Football Club, we believe in partnerships, right? So we've partnered with the likes of Amachita Seka, Soweto Young Men United through Itezi session. What the guys then do every, twice a year or quarterly, they have a Matezi session where we then open the floor for Amachita, Utimjita Kuluma. Because what then tends to happen, if in mindset Machita or around one, it's negative, you are going to adopt that, right? Now there's this tendency, and that business is booming exactly to your point of whereby you are drinking excessively, you are smoking too much, you are not coming to training on Monday, participating, you're not active, probably you've got a chronic disease that you are not talking about and you are not even taking medication for, therefore it affects your performance empathy. When it tries to address this thing, you become violent because unfortunately most of us, we grew up through violence. Group the last ones to punishment. So you think that's the way to handle things. And when you then are in a institution like a Fathers Football, you can always pick a mentor. You can always identify someone. I got married at 24.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 36 now.
It's about 12 years.
Yeah, I've paid my lobola. When we left Nemedi, I've paid my lobola. So guys that need relationship advice, and we've lived together basically since then.
Sure.
Guys that need relationship advice, they text me on the side like, hey Chief, I'm struggling. You know, this is what's going on. Imedi is doing this. And where I can help, I help. You understand? And by so doing, I don't take those things and then go to the next person. I celebrate. So I think that's the problem. We then end up having this conversation, a negative. So Tina Fathers, we believe if there's something a kawatayo come forth, identify someone who's because the power of expressing your frustration. You know, as out, there's nothing wrong with color.
Yeah.
And it's been taught to you understand? So no, and I'm Tina so you need to show that emotional side. And remember, football is also an emotional sport.
Yeah, it is.
You miss a penalty, you do something great, celebrate. So it is important to Amachita, they must always express how they feel amongst the trusted people, so that it becomes easier to accommodate them. You know, because if mina like mina ngileze zistoti thanda ukwarana mina ngabona ngathi ngizopress but uyabona ukuthi man umuntu ompressayo aka respond, then you need to ask yourself what's going on. You understand? And I think that space has been opened with Fathers Football Club. Every Sundays you deal with a lot of stories, good, bad, you know, some of them traumatic, but we have to take them on. I mean, we've decided to which we are going to stand up for Recastle and lead. And leadership means you need to deal with these difficult conversations. And part of those difficult conversations might be someone older than you being in an abusive relationship. And as a younger brother, you need to show leadership, also call them into order if they're in the wrong. So in our environment, we don't tolerate EGBV at all. There's another institution like Block 10, Tutokili Sedi. They are against that. And we are in partnership with the lady. Yes. So Tina, we don't tolerate it at all. And with our leadership style, we don't mind calling you out whilst we are still providing guidance within spaces is safe. Feel to under attack. But we need to call you out. If you do wrong, you need to be called out, because if we encourage you or we don't call you out, it means what you are doing is right. You need to continue. And Tina, we are building an environment for abantwana bethu ebathi mababona umunye ubaba ba respect ba expect ukuthi uzongitreat same njengoba. But if when ushaya incosi zakho, then it's going to be dangerous or not advisable for me to bring my kids close to your kids, because I'm trying to avoid them. And our kids meet every Sunday. So we try to encourage amachitu bafethu utafu vayoshaya punching bag, join boxing, go to the gym, shama free kick, tubula ma shot. Because Tina ma tubuli shot to celebrate, bro. I mean, if I see it even has a player of the match as an example. If you do something spectacular, we vote for you. It even goes
as the club,
as the fans, as the executive, as the players. We say, Chief, I know you outdone yourself.
Nice.
So we try and encourage Amachita to do right. But obviously, you will have that unforeseen situation as well. Therefore, we deal with it case by case.
It's very powerful and inspiring to someone who's listening, because you guys are a living testament to Guti. Football is more than just a game.
100%.
And I've seen it, as someone who has grew, and took principles like discipline, by playing football. But now you mentioned that there are things that you guys have done, success stories. I just want you to take us through, Guti. What is it that you guys have done that you feel like, people should be looking out for you and should be looking also to build the kind of movement in their own communities?
Sure. Maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think the first one, and this is a very, to me personally, it was a very emotional journey that we took. So earlier this year, we challenged Boksburg Prison to go play a match there.
Yeah.
And now the thinking is that Scotty abantu badla izambane labantu bayachima la labantu abana mantombazana lapha yabo akuna henesi la basihlaba 4-0 flat. But when we left Boksburg Prison and drove out, so Tina Shainamba must figure siyenza siyangena la basifake ebhasini siyazwakala siyangena yabona mase jika so vele groundini ayiku orange ndo
bona tamadoda kuphela
tu pasa saculi yabona masehla khona enye outlet yala e7 I think uyamazi uphumlani umfene
dala ngasaplomikala
but khona enye outlet yasekasi umfene yase7 umfene makacala iyehle ebhasini umemeza isiboshwa le general umemeza esinye isiboshwa ezasekasilam. You see, Tina, we went there for a soccer match, but we gave hope to Amachita Asekasi are there.
You're powerful.
You understand? So we left there. I think most of us we left there changed. You understand? I mean, I started going to, my brother was incarcerated, I think when I was 10, 11. So I started going to Abo Boksburg, Abo Hitlerberg, Abo Sun City very early. But on that day, I came out impact different. That is the first time in Zala. You understand? I remember driving out in Amachita, Sayam, at Don Park, Malapaya. You know, guys who was jail with Bonabayalo, they were like, Eva Fetuliana Ximpilo. You know, Sipumela Payana, Iman said it different. You know, and that worked well for us. It worked well for Lamachita Ebesit Solala now and added hope to them. You know, another thing that we are doing and we are pushing I think 4 or 5 schools Tulane. Sebetsa, Maibuye, Toronkopu, na Ibunamelo, na Lesesewan, I'll remember the name now. What we did is we've asked the school to identify between 10 and 20 learners from each school, and we came together in PEP.
Okay, nice.
We then organized school uniforms for the kids.
Yeah.
We organized ikatulo for the kids. Also, we've partnered with, I'm not sure if you might know the lady, Put a Smile. So Put a Smile, it's also an organization in a Snake Park that, you know, they normally collect shoes for the kids. So we also collaborated with them throughout the years. So that one, it's something that we wish to continue to do year on year because it contributes directly to ikasletu. You understand? It gives kids that abasibona sidlala on Sundays an opportunity to come bazosibukela. It gives them hope yokuthi nami ngayesikoleni ngifane nabanye abantwana. I mean, mina bengibhoza emalibisi pro wami. Mina lela khekhe liqinile nginalela bisinyalazi. Yangithola. So if I can be able to get it different to someone's life, for me it goes a long way. So we've done that recently, and this project is not yet complete. There's one more component that we still need to do. There's a shack that bent. Okay, so there's two. There's a house that bent Ezola a year ago. Itime ngathi lishawa depression in lezo. We went there, we renovated the house through a donation and collection from, you know, the team and other people. Like Block 5, we recently had one of our fans, Bashelwa Mkuku, Amantombazana, there's I think 3 of them, Bashelwa Mkuku. We then came together as a collective, we started raising funds, we were on our socials asking for, you know, donations. Umkuku mile today, bro. Umkuku no mnyango, umkuku na matlazu na mawindo. This morning I was chatting to one of the guys, the Kasi, Oguti, they need to go and paint. We've already got the paint. I need to provide them with the chemical to clean because we have umshini mausha uba mnyang. So I need to clean that. But I think by the end of this weekend that project is gonna be sealed. You know, so we don't only look at Uguti Ubani. If we can be able to extend the hand, we will extend the hand. The only thing I think at this stage where it becomes a challenge, Uguti, we've now risen our bar so high that we cannot meet all expectations of the demands that we get. Because as much as we are a football club, we are also a registered CSI foundation. So, you know, we're trying to see balance the two. But the football stuff, there we've got a great, you know, team manager, a coordinator, and a coach doing the things la payana siaspana. But not on the executive side, we're also pushing a CSI project, and these that I've mentioned, it's just an example of what we've done.
Hey man, very proper.
It's proper and powerful, man.
It really sounds like you're implementing an impact. A proper
definitely.
Especially coming from negativity.
Yes, correct.
You know,
and the stigma. Man.
Exactly, but what it also comes with is misconceptions, you know, about amaklap wasekasi. You know, mina generation. It's funny that you mentioned PJ Stars. Being semuvanyana.
Okay.
Gwa matita bawadla PJ Stars. I had a couple of friends of mine. It's just that beba ngadla disk. Mara beba kele ze PJ. Mara rokhozeka generation ya All Stars.
Yes.
Ye Tapsi, Opera Sugar. You know, I was part of that generation. What it comes with is misconceptions as well about amaklap wasekazi. So nina ngefathers, since your inception, what are some of the misconceptions some negativity that people give towards a club, and how do you overcome those misconceptions and those challenges as well?
You know, Proami, I will highlight 2. One being the fact that sihlangana on Sundays, so kiche Mrs. Kumba. You understand? Because of some of us have went on, saba successful. Now we are coming back ekasi so show off in Zethu. And because of us saba successful, the assumption is that la majitane manje. Whereby Tina we are self-funded. There's a team of 10 people currently who are raising funds for the team to keep it afloat. You understand? So Tina, when we are there on Sundays, it is not about showing off. That is why today I can count 10 things that we've done for Rekasletu that are great. You know, we've got, I think if I'm not mistaken, we've had a player that played for Ilona, played with NFD, Skubutu.
Sure.
We have a player, Maxwell, who played for PJ Stars, that team that made the Coca-Cola Cup.
Oh yes,
he was part of the team.
Remember,
So you've got other players within Ekasi. Some are not even with us. Remember, Snake Park at Dala Besinga produce. I'm a player professional. But today, Bruam, the very same core fathers, ne? It has other wings, other teams are pushing to, for example, the Toronkop student.
Yes.
Which now the guys are with Toronkop student, chairman corner, he's part of the fathers in terms of the greater structure. He's not in the executive, but he's a fan. He's always there on Sundays, right? The team manager, La Payana, and the scout Sabosida. The very same team that we are referring to is the same team that groomed the likes of Fabum Fundo Vilalazi, Abu Tabiso Sesane. I think even Umfana Lolipasa at some point played there. So I'm mentioning this to say the same guys that are sitting there grounding on Sunday looking like Bakichemisis Kumba, Bapuzuchwal, their mindsets have come together to contribute over and above what the person on the street on Rula could imagine that these guys are doing. You understand? So in misconception, which is we don't have inyugu siyahlanganisa si contribute uyangithola where possible amajita comes together but with ama tournament then isikhwama siyakhuphuka but in terms of now being a grounding on Saturday and Sundays at some point we add hope. You know, leyancosileyana ebeyikhawatheka kubo engana something yokudla. Sometimes lapha nesineke mawufika block 4 nokuthola isoup kitchen. Khona umjito odila ngesoup kitchen. Ofikayo lapha intwana ziyakhiwa ziyagawula for the day. And we've contributed. If besinga host Ekasi's hostela somewhere else, then that opportunity wouldn't have been there.
You know, Mr. Thomas, I can tell you Guti, abantu, you know, they downplay what, you know, sports code can do to our community. Because abantu, most of them, they are narrow-minded. They are not even doing something that is important. But we have seen, you know, across the globe, across international, what football can do to communities.
100%.
When these people play, abantu bayeza businesses, you know, baya tengisa, there's someone or hamba with profit to endlini ayodlisa abantwana or buy food to put on the table.
Now proof. You say this, Bobo's fast food and car wash. This is proof, and if you check like move, there's a father's This is proof of what you're saying,
and it's right here.
It's right here. Umchita lona. Every time when we host, he makes sure there's enough food. He makes sure that for the guys who drink, there's enough drink. So that because must host abantu ababuya kumakasa different. So as food so funizinto nazi. You understand? I remember there was a day amachita bewadlala, and I think it was a Pirates and Sundowns game. Umchita went waya wakhe wa Donsi TV wa plaga la payana amachita hlala abuke because of the business esimupayona. He's giving us the same love and support. You understand? And he's not the only one. I mean, there's people say as with Masiti Sunday, bandlula na masamus. There's people that they know which there's always business. So this thing is going to grow. I think, you know, it's getting to a point now where Fathers FC is no longer a football club. It's a brand.
Exactly.
You know, when you go, we were playing Iliki, KFSL, and then we moved to Isoeto Super League. My brother, believe you me, mass post our Facebook. Right. Amachita, they interact not. Ama socials that are active. I don't think like us there's a team. And remember, Tina Sama Masters is 35 and above. But we are so organized to the extent to which we want to grow this brand. We want to see this brand touching as many hearts as possible. You know, so with football, we believe which we can contribute to that change. You know, and we can influence people who who didn't even think that a football team can change their lives.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It's powerful, man. And I can attest to that. You know, there's teams because different communities, by supporting the club, they don't understand Uguti. Konabantu who are getting hired.
Yes.
There are people who are being helped. You know, kids are being fed. And you know, when kids are being fed, they grow up to become healthy and responsible, healthy kids who grow up in the community,
100%.
right? So with Ilona, in terms of the challenges that you guys have, because we know now Abantu, when they hear of this kind of movement, you know, so now how do you handle that to say, guys, instead of maybe you coming Nizo Kuala Snake Park, how about maybe open a year, you know, and then maybe Fathers Football Club will just come by and assist where it can.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, where are you? What is the progress when it comes to that?
So I think for this season we were focused on adjusting to the new league, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Fathers Football, there's a lot of players over 60. Players, you know, and stuff, but other teams have already branched out. Other teams have already been started. Like we believe it's there. Whatever that they do, we support them. Whatever that we do, we support. I mean, the fundraising is Shoyo ASA Block 5. We had a soccer tournament where our teams, we believe, was there.
Amaroto.
No, Amaroto were not there. Konaleza se Chabavis Shana there. There's someone else saying Mkotwa, but there were 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
These teams, as they came, they contributed to Mali. We played, right?
Sure.
But Tata Mali by Fathers Community Fundraise. They won the tournament, but they left the funds.
Wow.
So it goes back to a point to which other people are seeing what we are doing and they are coming in. So same with us. When they ask support, we then go to them and provide them the necessary support.
I love that.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
And very, very, very. Just in closure, so that we don't keep you for too long.
Sure.
Let's talk about what's next now in terms of the development, in terms of growth for Fathers itself. And how can someone Obuge listening and watching from wherever they're tuned in from, how can they contribute to the initiative, to Fathers, to the drive and the development that you guys are trying to execute? What's next in the next 3 months, 5 years, 2 years for Fathers, and how can we get involved?
So I think in the next 3 months, in the next quarter that we're going to get into, we have affiliated to Gushaga. It's a big tournament. It's a Pitor. So what we are then doing is that we are now taking Ifarasi outside of Gauteng, which is one of the things that we wanted to do, not limit ourselves to Soweto. So we want to now expand outside of the border of Gauteng. To next year, we are going to drive a lot of CSI programs. We want to start having quarterly blitzes where we know that once a quarter, when we host Amalik games, a Castle 2, we combine it either in a Tezi session, we combine it either in a fundraising, which is was obtaining ama uniforms. We want to ensure Uguti every quarter we're active. Then over and above that, what we would like assistance, where we would like assistance is when it comes to Ilona, contributions. I mean, now today on Sunday, our team manager lost his father. Our player lost his wife. 2 weeks back, one of our players' wife miscarried. So during this difficult time, we are coming together as a Fathers Football Club, and anyone who can assist with any type of donation, we do accept it, you know. So we are contributing so that now Amachita must not feel the burden. Remember, as Seben's song, and we want to make sure that our loved ones always have a dignified send-off, you know. So that's something that we are doing now in the short term this week. However, in terms of the future, then, you know, guys can get hold of us on our Facebook page. There's a fans group that I think our chairman can post on our Facebook page so that they can get in there. In that group, you can be able to comment, you can be able to, you know, reach out to inquire, do anything. Yes. So what we are asking for is basically more donations, more guys to come to the field when we are hosting a snake park, because then you will get the vibe. This hashtag Asnavalo, when we start singing that song, my brother, you will feel like a stadium because of how dedicated the team is. I mean, I have to say, Amachite too, they're so dedicated in every Sunday, every Sunday, ground lenziwe, li prepared. Amachita sekas. Each is washiwe every week. Kit manager is doing the job. The team managers ensuring with Amachita they know where to play. Our coach, they make use of the best possible 11 that they can field to always win. Tina, we want to win as much as possible. You understand? We want to win on the field. We want to win off the field.
I love that.
And I think as a departing message, Father's football umphakathi, asomphakathini waseThulane, but we are willing to extend to go out kwamanye amakasi where possible and assist. So people can reach out to us, Fathers Football Club .co.za. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. So they can reach us anywhere basically. And then if you are there, you get the link to the WhatsApp, then come through and suggest. If you wanna deal with maybe me personally, I'll leave a number yami, the one that you can get me on, which is 083 527 0679.
One more time, please.
083 527 0679. Don't be scared, Maungena la Pubonu Hoyo Hoyo. It's the same person. It's just that I'm operating under that name on WhatsApp.
Man,
but before we let you go, Hoyo Hoyo, which position are you playing?
I'm not shy coach. Uguti aweko maningi ngwakorile. Mara yabo bengwachai. Angtumanga mara. Yabe ngilsha. Kona abanye bayangazi kunjange basho.
Ngeke bakhuluma iqiniso.
Manje ngatholi injury ngisasemncane.
Awusangiyeni manje ground.
No ngidlala masina ama fun games. Lapho singafuna ama player hayi then ibhande liphathwa ngibonile na. Mina mangena ngifune ampet.
I love it. Mr. Thomas, we appreciate. It's a very intriguing journey that you guys have been on, man. Very fascinating, and you can hear that there's a lot of encouragement, development, and discipline as well behind this. Not just because it's a shy senza kuphela. No, you can hear with amahotman amnandi kasi trying to develop into nazo sekasi zibe grand nazo kusasa nazo zingati ala amahotman aza ngemoto zabo. They come ngemoto zabo now, and do the have their thing. Personal stories. Absolutely more, in terms of marriage and family and all of these great things that you guys have achieved, man. And it's a powerful story, and man, we appreciate.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, guys. Look, I hope Uguti would have touched someone to be Uguti Zamina Uguti Eze Asnotise.
Exactly.
But it's been great being here.
Man, it was nice having you. And we see some of the love on the comment section right there from Fathers Football Club by Chuguti Siabonga Vooka, and we thank you guys for coming here and sharing the story with 100%. Us. And then Tabo Muela saying this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Mr. Tibus. And then passive income at it's Jabavu Masters Nati Rocks. Right, thank you so much, guys, for showing the love, and it was, of course, lovely, man, to be with Hoyo Hoyo right here, man, enjoying the conversation. 17 minutes past 9, it is the time, and we are letting him go. But thank you so much, guys, for showing the love. See you after this short ad.